Welcome aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, kicking off another week of health recovery through science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, science-based, clinically verified alternatives to drugs and surgery, not because we are against drugs and surgery. Drugs and surgery will save your life when they're indicated. But like the fella said, like the New Englander said, whenever all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, Skipper. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. That's right. Just nail it. Can't see it from my house, Cap. Just nail it. So, the MDs bring to the table a skill set which is based upon an old-fashioned, outdated medical philosophy. It's a medical methodology referred to as allopathic reductionism. MDs are not trained in medicine. Nobody is. MDs are trained in allopathic medicine, and allopathic medicine is best suited, quite frankly, it's only suited for trauma and emergency medicine. When you bring your body to the office of an MD and you're suffering from a chronic illness, you are entering into the mouth of hell. Your medical doctor is not trained to know nor to care what the genesis of your problem was. They don't care what caused it. They're only trained, and they're not trained how to fix it. They're not trained how to cure heartburn. They're not trained how to cure high blood pressure. They're not trained how to cure fibromyalgia or how to cure lupus. They're not trained how to cure cancer. They're not trained how to cure anything. All that they're trained in is how to effectively manage your symptoms with drugs until things get so bad that surgery is necessary. And then, of course, after surgery, it's more and more and more drugs. And this is a fool's errand, which ultimately will end in misery. And if you don't have good insurance, bankruptcy, or maybe a little bit of the both, even if you do have good insurance, because the only people with, those type of deep pockets are the 1%. And it's one of life's greatest ironies that, I'm a big supporter and a big advocate of being financially wealthy. I am. I think it's a mandatory thing in this day and age. We should live simply and adjust ourselves accordingly, but most of us culturally have become wedded to this cultural meme that the bank has to own the house, the bank has to own the car, and everybody needs to be okay with, a less than impressive yearly salary. Everybody needs to be okay with the credit card companies owning, $10,000 worth of our debt minimum. And this is just nonsense. Most people in the United States are not experiencing financial freedom. They're not. Most people in the United States are certainly not experiencing health freedom, which is, for instance, or interestingly enough, the very definition of our health, the naturopathic definition of health, the naturopathic definition of health, the holistic definition of health, especially the homeopathic definition of health, is that health is the ability of a living, breathing organism to experience stress and maintain structural integrity, to experience stress and to remain symptom-free in a state of dynamic balance, Our intention is to help people recover their health. Our intention is to help people recover their health, and it is the MD's intention not to help people recover their health, but and experience a state of freedom. It's not the MD's job to bring you into a state of freedom. It's your MD's job to suppress your symptoms so that you no longer feel them, or not as intensely as you did before. So we're not experiencing financial freedom. We're not experiencing the freedom of our own bodies. We're not experiencing health. We're not. And this is why, and yet because of the cultural manipulation that's gone on here, and it's either happened on purpose or it's just become a runaway, out-of-control juggernaut that nobody is questioning, right? Because the MDs have power. They have power. The MDs have power. They have a license to kill. They do. I mean, if you're admitted to the hospital, you have to get there okay to leave. I mean, it's nuts. But in any event, because we've all been culturally conditioned to believe in the myth of the MD, we get used to mediocrity. And because the corporate giants need the worker bees, because the queen bee needs the worker bee, we've become culturally conditioned to be okay with the underpaying job. We have. So we have become culturally conditioned to believe in no financial freedom and no physical freedom, no mental freedom, no emotional freedom. This is it. This is what it means to be a human being now. You know, so we rattle our chains to celebrate our freedom. We rattle the Patriot Act to celebrate our freedom. It's nonsense. We rattle our prescription medications to celebrate our health, and it's nonsense. The only reason that we do this, of course, is because we do not understand that there do exist right now in real time science-based, clinically verified alternatives to drugs and surgery which have been developed and are delivered by licensed, regulated physicians. And that's where we come into play. That's why this show is important, because ironically, the stuff that we talk about, what we bring to the table here vis-a-vis this radio program, are foundation health recovery nutritional strategies, foundation boilerplate medical nutrition health recovery strategies in a one-size-fits-all, more or less structure. Because ultimately, healing is easy. Surgery is complicated. You better be using a high-tech, multi-million-dollar sterile facility if you attempt to pull a bullet out of somebody's leg or remove an infected kidney or an infected organ. You better be working in a multi-million-dollar high-tech sterile facility. But if you're simply attempting to have better sleep, if you're simply attempting to have better kidneys, to have a better heart, to have better blood pressure, to have better quality of life, then the solutions that are, or the therapeutics that you should and need to bring to bear to help your body support and promote its structure and function are easy. And it's one-stop shopping. We've been brainwashed into believing that, oh, no, I've got arthritis, so I have to see the MD, I have to go and have an office visit, I have to have the x-ray, I have to have the CT scan, I have to have the expensive diagnostic discovery, I have to do that. It's very important. Well, no, it's not. You know, it's important to know that it's not a cancerous tumor that's causing the pain. I'll give you that much. But most of the time it's not. Right? So once you know what the problem is, once somebody has definitively diagnosed that, which, by the way, is harder and harder for MDs to do, because really that the education of the MD, that long ago they stopped actually practicing medicine, now they're just pharmaceutical dealers who know how to diagnose things. Right? They're like pharmaceutical salesmen who can diagnose things and have a certain amount of legal sway. Medical doctors, MDs, stopped practicing medicine a long time ago. And we have on the webinars that I give, we have people logging on to the webinar and telling us horror stories about how they've gone to the emergency room, they've gone to their doctor, they've gone to the third specialist, they've had tens of thousands of dollars of diagnostic discovery, they have simple sets of symptoms, and the MDs are still clueless as to what causes it. Clueless. They don't know. They're clueless. Don't know. And even when they do know, you know, their therapeutics aren't intended to fix it. They're just intended to manage it. And so you go home and you're gorked out of your mind on the prescription medications, and you're still suffering from the metabolic process that caused the condition to worsen in the first place. Right? It's nuts. It's like bailing the water out of a boat instead of plugging the hole. It's only a matter of time until another hole pops open, and then the boat's going to sink. So what we need to do is get on the other side of this nonsense, and one of the hardest conceptual ideas here for people to get straight in their heads is that for the majority of chronic illnesses, the first, second, and third things to do are eliminate the 10 bad foods, take the appropriate Healthy Start Pack, which provides your body with all of the essential nutrition that it does, and an appropriate add-on, and also increase your consumption of foods, beverages, and or nutritional supplements which are high in antioxidants. The recommendation for everybody across the board is antioxidant consumption of 50,000 ORAC points a day. So eliminate the 10 bad foods. You can get that list free on my website. Fill up your body with the appropriate nutrition, and we have different healthy packs to address different weaknesses in the body. And educate yourself as to what an antioxidant is and how to secure them. Antioxidants are measured by something called an ORAC score. Vitamins, of course, measured by milligrams or micrograms. Antioxidants measured by their ORAC score, ORAC. That's an acronym for oxygen radical absorption capacity, and I did an entire webinar on that, which is also available for subscribers on my website. Become an insider at drglidden.com and have immediate access to over 100 hours of health recovery videos that I have put together, plus 3 to 5 hours of live chat every week where I answer directed questions from the assembled multitudes. You know, in the final analysis, when you stop eating food that's coming up the works, you provide your body with the essential nutrition that it so desperately needs, and you start supporting the fire department of your body with antioxidants. 9 times out of 10, and I just made that statistic up, the body fixes itself. So guess what? The joints optimize their structure and function. The kidneys optimize their structure and function. The uterus optimizes its structure and function. The lungs optimize their structure and function. And your system returns to a state of freedom, which is the very definition of health. Now, would you rather experience physical, mental, and emotional freedom? Or would you rather rattle your prescription medications to celebrate your suppression of symptoms? You choose. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. We're going to the phones when we come back. Victoria from Oklahoma is up next. Stick around. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for finding time to spend with me this afternoon. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, helping you to see the light of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, and to usher you into the undiscovered country of holistic health. And you, honest to God, you don't know what you're missing if you're still going to the old school MDs. You really don't know what you're missing. Let's go to Oklahoma now and see what's up with Victoria. Hey, Victoria, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hello.
Hey, Victoria, what's going on? Thanks for the call.
First off, I want to say thank you. I appreciate your service. I've only heard your radio program a couple times. I'm very new on the block. I heard Dr. Wallach recently at a seminar and was just blown away by his presentation. And I have a lot of health challenges. I was given your number of your organization, and Shannon referred me to you. I have a very, very compromised digestive tract with gluten intolerance and leaky gut and many, many allergies. I've checked out some of the products and the ingredients, and the problem that I have is, if there's more than 2 or 3 ingredients, I'm usually allergic to enough of them that it probably wouldn't be safe for me to use. Shannon also was nice enough to send me some of your webinars on the allergies. I also have Lyme's disease, and you recommended the Shield, the Cell Shield, and that has 3 ingredients in it, the quercetin, and turmeric, and resveratrol, and I'm allergic to turmeric, so she thought I should talk to you and get some advice on what I can do, because I'm not so sure how many of the products I could use because of these multitude of allergies that I have.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you've called. You bring up a lot of really excellent points. So, first things first, how do you know that you are allergic to these things?
I had allergy testing by a naturopath several years ago. 2 different naturopaths did testing on me,
And you don't remember which lab they used, do you?
Oh, I could find it, but right, I don't have it right on hand.
Okay, now
they
did
the spit test.
It was a what?
They do the spit test.
Yeah,
you do
okay.
The saliva every so many hours a day, all day long.
Yeah, okay. So here's the deal. In the wonderful world of this diagnostic discovery, with food allergies, it's difficult to find a laboratory whose results are sensitive and specific and are reproducible. So a lot of times you can get blood work done and it's tested by one lab and it says that you're allergic to, peaches and pears and walnuts. And you'll do the same test with another lab and it says that you're not allergic to peaches and pears and walnuts or whatever. So, and also, depending on which part of the immune system was tested and the testing methodology at the lab, was it an IgM test? Was it an IgG test? Was it an IgE test? Was it a blood spot? Was it a full serum sample tube? Was it a saliva test? What was it? There are different testing methodologies that have better or worse results, and honestly, I wouldn't pin my future on the results of any diagnostic food allergy test unless it was from one lab and one lab only, and that's in Florida. It's called US Biotech. And even their stuff is not 100% sensitive and specific. So and also when you do any of that testing, objective discovery for food allergies, the test result always comes back with grades, and it's usually from a 0 to 4. It's a 0, a 1+, a 2+, a 3+, or a 4+. And if you test positive for something, it'll say, oh, you have a 1+ result for an allergy to peaches, or you have a 5+ result for an allergy to turmeric, or whatever, right? So, and now, depending on which doctor you go and see, and their clinical experience, and what their particular belief pattern is, some doctors will tell you that you only need to eliminate the stuff that you're +4 or +5 for. Other doctors will tell you have to eliminate all of it. Even if you test +1 for it, you have to eliminate it. So it gets to become a very complicated soup. It's a very, very complicated soup, but I have the Zen sword that cuts right through all of it. I'm glad that you called because you need to hear what I have to say. We're up against a hard break right now. You stick with me, Victoria. I will show you the secret to food allergies when we come back. I appreciate your call. Stick around, folks. More to come. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here, welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Why? Because we mean it. Why? Because MD-directed medical treatments are the leading cause of death in the United States. And remember, your MD is not trained to be concerned with what causes your chronic disease, nor are they concerned about how to cure your chronic disease. They do not even attempt a cure because they're clueless as to the cause. All they do is manage your symptoms. In a perfect world, it would be illegal for an MD to say that they're practicing healthcare, because they're not. They're practicing disease management. And there is a gigantic difference between healthcare and disease management. Healthcare is much, much better than disease management. Wouldn't you agree? I know Victoria in Oklahoma agrees. She's with us now, and she's been struggling with a number of health issues for a long time. Victoria, you still with me?
I am.
All right. So first things first, you can only be allergic to a protein, okay? You can't be allergic to anything other than a protein. And the 90 essential nutrients that the human body needs, it's impossible for you to have an allergy to them. For instance, you can't have an allergy to vitamin E or to calcium or to zinc or to selenium or to taurine, okay? You can't have an allergic reaction to these things. Now, you can have an allergic reaction to a number of the things that are in the longevity products besides the vitamins and minerals and essential fatty acids. For instance, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which is one of our backbone products, has over 100 fruits and vegetables in it, which you could in fact be allergic to. The white liquid calcium has stuff in it that you potentially could be allergic to. The glucosamine sulfate has glucogel has shellfish in it that you could potentially be allergic to. But it's impossible for you, me, or anybody else to know definitively, given the status quo of diagnostic testing. So, tell me again what your main health concerns here are. Do you have IBS or Crohn's, or what's the deal?
I have leaky gut.
So what have you been definitively diagnosed by the MDs with anything?
Oh, yes, lots of things. The gluten is the biggest on my list.
Well, but I know that, but I want to know from my point of view, what have they told you have? Have they told you have high blood pressure, you have type 2 diabetes, you have arthritis? What have they told you?
I will. Okay, I'll give you the list. I have Lyme's disease, osteoporosis, cataracts, irritable bowel syndrome, diabetes, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, the list goes on, allergies, arthritis.
All right, so you have at least 9 things that are wrong with you, and while you've been under the care and tutelage of the MDs, your health has gone where in a handbasket, right?
Yes.
Exactly, correct. And so, and I'm going to tell you what to do here to get on the other side of it, but this begs the question, right? Why on earth are you still paying medical insurance premiums? Because I know you are. Why do you do that? I just want to know.
I prefer to go the natural route.
Yeah, but you're still buying medical insurance, right?
No, not directly. I'm disabled.
Yeah.
And so I'm eligible. have Medicaid and Medicare.
Oh, okay. I get it. All right. So very good.
But let me explain to you. I've heard some of your educational CDs. And I didn't know until I got down here and I heard some of your things. I'm from Oregon and Washington. And, of course, we have the Naturopathic College in Portland, and in Washington, naturopaths are legal. And so when I came down here to Oklahoma, I had a real shockaroo to find out that finding a medical doctor who's knowledgeable in natural things, that's not hard in Washington.
Right.
But it is very difficult. Trying to find one here is like finding a needle in a haystack. And the doctor I go to does practice natural things as well as the allopathic plan.
Yeah,
and,
okay. It's all interesting, isn't it?
I spend a lot of money on supplements out of pocket because that's the way I prefer to go. And so,
and it's a crying shame. It's a crying shame, don't you think, that medical insurance doesn't pay for nutritional supplements?
Well, the thing that I will tell you, though, is in Washington, on medical, when you get medical from the state, they recognize naturopathic and vitamins and stuff, and you still have to pay for it out of pocket. But they recognize that as a medical expense, and so they will give you, they will recognize that. Down here, they don't. Unless you pay for a prescription at a pharmacy, they don't give you any. So I basically get no assistance here with anything like that. So
what's your Oh, yeah, I know. So we got to do the best that we can do, Victoria. What's your current body weight?
170.
All right. So here's what I would recommend you do for 30 days. Now, remember, there's money-back guarantee with any of the stuff that I'm going to recommend here. So if, in fact, you do have an allergic reaction to any of these things, you can send them back and you'll get your money back, right? So, but I'm telling you, because of the lack of perfection that exists in food allergy testing, we really have to do a little trial and error of our own here to figure this out. Now, the Zen sword that we use to let people know, yes, in fact, they're allergic to something, or no, in fact, they're not, is an elimination challenge diet. So you put on a list all of the things that you think you're allergic to. And then you whittle down from that list the things that you eat on a regular basis, right? Like, most people, for instance, it'll say cardamom. You're allergic to cardamom. Well, most people in the United States, unless you're of Indian descent, East Indian descent, not Native American descent, they never have cardamom at all, maybe at Christmas time, but that's it. So you want to whittle down the list of the things that you've been told you're allergic to maybe the top 10 things that you eat all of the time or on a regular basis. Then you eliminate those foods 100% from your diet for 28 days, 4 weeks in a row, 28 days in a row, complete abstinence from those foods. Don't even look at them. Then you add back into your diet 1 day at a time, starting on day 29, each of the foods. And then you wait a day in between. So if you think you're allergic to milk, you eliminate milk for 28 days, and then on day 29, you drink some milk. You wait 24 hours and see what happens. Then you wait another day, and then you add the next thing that you've been eliminating back into your diet, and then you wait 48 hours and judge the effects, and so forth and so on. It's called an elimination challenge diet. And if you, in fact, are allergic to something, food, and you eliminate it for 28 days, and then you put it back into your diet, within 48 hours, you will know whether, in fact, you're allergic to it, because something bad will happen. Something negative will flare up. If nothing negative happens, then you can assume that you don't have an allergy to that food, or that it's so low grade that you really don't need to worry about it. So that's the only way that we can know definitively, or even get ourselves inside of the reality ballpark here with the stuff that we think we're allergic to. Now, food allergies are a very real thing, but because the diagnostic science is fuzzy, you can be afraid to leave the house for fear of experiencing something that you're allergic to, and it gets a little bit silly. Now, as you're aware of by watching my webinars, regardless of whether we know we're allergic to something or not, the goal here is to support and promote the digestive tract, because we believe it's a malfunction of the digestive tract, which is at the root cause of all allergic symptoms. So, in order to support and promote a healthy digestive tract, the recommendation is as follows. Here's what I would do for the first 30 days. I would do 1 healthy digestion pack. No, I wouldn't. Yes, I would. I would do, all right, so here's what I would do. 1 bottle of Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0.
Okay, now listen. Yes, now that one's okay. That's the peach one.
Yeah.
And so I did talk to your chemist, and he thought that one would be the better one. So, okay, go ahead.
Okay, 1 Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, all right? We're going to do a little experiment just for 4 weeks here. 1 bottle of Cal Toddy, Caltoddy, 1 bottle of Cal Toddy. Okay. 1 bottle of EFA Plus, E like Edward, F like Frank, A like Apple, 1 bottle of EFA Plus. And 1 nightly essence, 1 bottle of something called nightly essence, all right? And last but not least, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. When you get the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, I'd like you to do 1 scoop in 12 ounces of water twice a day. 1 scoop in 12 ounces of water twice a day. I want you to take at least an hour to drink it down. 1 scoop, level scoop, in 12 ounces of water twice a day. Take an hour to drink each dose down. The Cal Toddy, I'd like you please to do 1 tablespoon in an ounce of orange juice in the morning.
Wait, no. I can't do orange juice.
All right, 1 tablespoon in an ounce of water in the morning. Just shoot it down. And 1 tablespoon in an ounce of water immediately before bed. Okay? 1 tablespoon that's of the Cal Toddy. Yeah, 1 tablespoon in an ounce of water in the morning, and again immediately before bed. The EFAs, I want you to do 1 with breakfast, 1 with lunch, 1 with dinner.
I basically eat 2 meals a day, so.
Okay, then do 1 with breakfast and 2 with lunch, or, do 1 with a meal and 2 with the other meal, okay? 3 a day taken during meals. And last but not least, the plant-derived minerals. I'd like you to do 1 tablespoon of that in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine mix twice a day. So put 1 tablespoon of the plant-derived minerals in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine drink that you do each time you do it, so that'll be 1 tablespoon twice a day. Now, eliminate the 10 bad foods, and Shannon's probably already given you that list. And the nightly essence, I'd like you to do 2 before bed. Two of the nightly essence immediately before bed. And that's it. That's all I want you to do for the first 4 weeks. And when you're into that for about day 14 or day 15, give me a call back. Tell me what happened. And then we'll be able to move forward here. But we have to start somewhere, right? And given your sensitivity history, which is duly noted, we have to start slow. We have to start somewhere, and then we're going to have to move ahead as we go forward. But that's what I would do to begin with. And call me on around day 14, day 15, day 16 with a report, and we'll modify this for you moving forward, okay? And Victoria, listen, do not even look at any of the 10 bad foods, okay?
Oh, I got that webinar, so I'm familiar with them.
All right, listen, I got to move on. I appreciate your trust. I appreciate your listening here. Give it a run. Give me a call back in a couple of weeks with a report. I will look forward to that. And don't you think this is interesting? You know how many people like Victoria there are in the world? People that have given themselves over to conventional medicine for a long time and they've been let down? I mean, it's everybody. Everybody is sick, and I know why, which, by the way, is the subtitle of my book, The MD Emperor Has No Clothes. Everybody is sick, and I know why. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired and broke, you've come to exactly the right place. What we are about is physical freedom and financial freedom in one package. Longevity. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Clinton here. Sometimes I talk too much, don't you think? You think I talk too much? Is that possible for me to talk too much? I think it is. I think I do that. I'm going to try to move things along here. Let's go to Mary in Oregon, who's experiencing slow healing, I think. Hey, Mary, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, I'm calling with a comment about myself, and then if you have time, if you could riff on pancreatitis for a woman that I'm expecting to come to my info gatherings.
Okay, so I'll do that quick because first, second, and third thing, right? I mean, if it's a bone and joint problem, we give calcium and sulfur-bearing molecules and minerals because that's what the bones and joints are made out of, right? So when we're trying to support the pancreas, we give selenium. We give extra selenium. So the recommendation would be on top of the original suspects, 1 selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, not to exceed more than 4 bottles a month. Now, any type of an itis, right? Itis is Latin for inflammation, right? All chronic disease has inflammation somewhere in the mix. So an interesting thing to do to support the fire department of your body, which is the part of the body that puts out inflammation, is the Cell Shield RTQ or the CM caps. The Cell Shield RTQ and or the CM capsules. The intention of both of those is to support the body's anti-inflammatory activities, as is the Immortalium. So, depending on the budget, you could do CM caps, Immortalium, and the Cell Shield RTQ, or, manifestations of either of those, okay? So that's how we would support and promote the health and structure and function of the pancreas.
Okay, now my comment on myself should be quick. I have a hard time calling at this time, so it's been a long time since I called, but I'm the person that wants to champion people that have a sticking point that takes a long time to heal.
Yeah.
And I'm referencing when you and I talked in December 27th in the second hour, and it was about halfway through the show. And I started to say why I thought I have that sticking point. I surmise that my small intestine is my sticking point. And what I wanted to say was, Dr. Wallach says I'm allergic to food. So if anybody, that I'm champion out there that's taking a long time to heal, wanted to know where I was headed, now they know that's my sticking point.
So what have you been doing to get on the other side of that?
Well, I've been with Longevity since 2002. I study I've heard every single one of your podcasts, every single one of Ben's podcasts, every single one of Dr. Wallach's podcasts. So I know what you should look for when you eat something. I do know the only thing you can be allergic to are proteins. So anytime I eat something, if I have any digestive disturbances, I note that, and I just go forward with what I've got to do.
So you tick that food off the list and you stay away from it moving forward, right?
Well, not always. Since I'm allergic to food, I got to eat something. So I have high emphasis on eggs, and lots of vegetables.
And I have a couple of other advice of foods of advice for you. I've been doing this for over 25 years. I've yet to meet somebody who's allergic to rice. And I have yet to meet somebody who is allergic to lamb. I've yet to meet somebody who's allergic to rice or lamb. So you may want to experiment with those foods, putting them into your body. But it's a real sticky wicket when the structure and function of your small intestine gets so bad that you've developed multiple food allergies, which, interestingly enough, is one of the reasons why, and I'd like to do a long segment on this on the radio show, why therapeutic fasting is so ideal. It's one of the reasons, because a lot of people with a stick-in-the-mud chronic diseases have multiple food allergies. And so, they'll eat a food and they'll take their nutritional supplements, and it's kind of 3 steps forward, 2 steps back because of the allergic reaction, which is why therapeutic fasting can be so very, very helpful. So very, very helpful. I appreciate your insight, Mary. I appreciate your trust, and most especially, I appreciate your dedication to the Youngevity method. I look forward to your full recovery at some time, hopefully in the near future. Hour 2 coming up, folks. Catch the live stream at drglidden.com. Stick around. Knockout punch indeed, ladies and gentlemen. The dark night rises. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health, and sometimes it does feel like a battle, doesn't it? Sometimes it does feel like a good versus evil type of thing, and however you want to hold it in your mind to get you through the night, I'm okay with that. We are swimming upstream here. It seems that everybody in every culture who comes along and actually has a prudent idea, which is true, but it's outside of conventional wisdom, which often is anything but wise, has a hard time with it. I mean, Dr. Wallach's been championing this cause for 30 plus years and still going strong. Every state medical board in the United States at one time sued Dr. Wallach for practicing medicine without a license. He won every lawsuit. They put up roadblocks wherever they can. They try to bring us down, but the truth will out. And it's because of you in Youngevity Nation, Youngevity individual, Youngevity distributors, individual Youngevity business builders that are holding all of this together. You are the glue that holds this together. You are the nuts and the bolts that keep this train running down the track. You provide the fuel that charges the engine. You lay the track, and it's up to you. It's you. It's because of you. I have the privilege and the honor of, being up in the wheelhouse, so to speak, right? Stoking, I'm the one throwing the coal into the engine, right? Without you, the train wouldn't exist. The track wouldn't exist. So I appreciate it. It's a big, gigantic teamwork. We are a grassroots coalition of the informed who have taken upon themselves the responsibility of helping people have better lives. What's wrong with that? Nothing. The best thing about this whole supposition, this whole proposition, is that the proof of the pudding's in the eating. I don't care how much about biochemistry you know or don't know. I don't know if you can even spell vitamin. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you have 50 years of experience as a cardiovascular surgeon. The point of the matter is that if we're correct in that type 2 diabetes is driven in large part because of mineral deficiencies. When you provide the minerals back into your body, your blood sugars get better. Proof of the pudding's in the eating. And if you are a physician and you're looking at this, then you should be asking yourself, well, why aren't I supporting this? Why aren't I wanting to know more about this? That's what I'd like to know. Why aren't you? It's a pretty darn good question, right? Let's go to the phone, see what George is up to. George is calling back with a question. Hey, George, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
How are you, doctor?
I'm good, but I'll get better. George, what's happening?
3 weeks ago, you told me to begin some regime with the longevity, and I did. I have. And my throat is a lot better. I have the vocal cord nodule.
Excellent. How much better? 10%, 20%, 80%? Give me a number.
Well, it fluctuates. Sometimes I'm 20, 30% better, but then there are some days in which I have to strain my voice. It's like I have to clear my voice. The tiny secretions never leave me alone. And you told me last time there is a homeopathic medicine that has been throughout several centuries to be very good for vocal cord nodules. Try this, but then give me a call in 3 weeks, and we'll go from there.
All right, so what was the homeopathic medicine that I told you to do, or did I not tell you to do one?
No, you didn't tell me. You said to call in 3 weeks. I called the second, so 3 weeks is today. And you said that you were going to recommend that, but to try what I tried already, and I keep doing it.
Excellent. Okay, what do you? All right, so I'll tell you what it is, but I want to put this in perspective for the listening audience. What do you do for a living?
I am an instructor in a local college. I am a preacher, and those two things. And I sing in the choir.
Okay, great. All right, so and so you use your voice a lot, right?
Yes, and when I eat, I can talk better. But, that's what I was diagnosed with, a vocal cord nodule, 2 millimeters. But if I eat, somehow my voice gets stronger.
Okay, so what do you mean when you eat? Your voice gets stronger during the process of eating, or for like an hour after?
Right after I eat for about 20, 30 minutes, the mucus disappears, everything is better. But then I begin to have these tiny mucus, and I begin to have the raspy voice again. And that's why I asked you last time, should I take the killer biotic for the mucus? And you said, no killer biotic.
No. Okay, so when you spit the mucus out, what color is it?
Sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's yellowish, but very scanty, and at the same time very thick.
All right, and the mucus that you get, when you get it, does it...
Anytime during the day. Sometimes more in the morning, sometimes a little bit in the afternoon. So it depends.
And is any of this associated with a cough?
Sometimes I have to cough to clear it, like now. Excuse me. Now I feel a little better.
Yeah, okay, so you cough that stuff up and it feels a little bit better, right?
Even if it's just a tiny, very small, like a pen head, or a pinhead, small, very small, that's what I get. And I spit it out, and sometimes it's annoying.
Yeah, and when does anything besides eating take the edge off, like a hot drink or a cold drink, or is that irrelevant?
I think that sometimes if I drink something hot, like a tea, it goes away. But again, it only lasts about 20 minutes, and then it comes back.
Yeah, and when it's bad, is your voice reduced just to a whisper?
Yes, and I have to strain my voice a lot, and I have to stop, and I have to do like this, and get water. From the classroom, I have to leave and get water, and then keep going.
Okay, so here's the homeopathic remedy I want you to try. You ready?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, it's causticum. You spell that C like Charlie, A, U, S like Sam, T like Thomas, I, C like Charlie, U, M like Mary. Causticum. I'll spell it again. C-A-U-S, T-I-C-U-M, homeopathic causticum. Now, in the health food store, there's in the vitamin section, there's going to be a shelf, a plastic shelf with about 50 homeopathic medicines in them. They're all dispensed in small tubes, look like little lipstick containers. I'm holding one up now for the live streaming audience. And they're all alphabetically oriented. You want to find the one that says causticum, and then there's going to be a number, 30C or 200C. You want to find, if they have it, the one that's 200C. And if they don't have the 200C, and sometimes it's labeled CK, 200CK, you want to get the 30. But in either event, here's how I want you to take it. If it's the 30C strength, please take 2 pellets orally every 3 hours while you're awake for 7 days. If it's the 30C strength, 2 pellets orally every 3 hours while you're awake for 7 days. If it's the 200C strength, please take 2 pellets 3 times a day for 7 days. 2 pellets 3 times a day. And to take the medicine, you pop the little white pellets in your mouth and suck on them like a Tic Tac or a breath mint. Okay? Very inexpensive, very easy. 2 pellets every 3 hours if it's the causticum 30C, and 2 pellets 3 times a day if it's the causticum 200C. Now, George, the experience that in 3 weeks you're 20% better is very encouraging, because remember, with medical nutrition, the body fixes itself from the inside out, and that's like growing a tomato. You don't put seeds in the ground on Monday and expect to be eating a tomato on Friday, right? But you would expect to be eating a tomato 3 months later. So if 3 weeks you've gotten 20% better, I would expect in 6 weeks you'll get 40% better. In 9 weeks you'll get 60% better, and so forth and so on, right? So you need to just maintain the discipline here. And also, while you're waiting for the throat thing to go away completely, or as much as it's going to, you also want to pay attention to other stuff, right? Because everything's connected. So, and this is one of the cool things about medical nutrition, because this really, in the final analysis, isn't, a laryngitis medicine. It's a George treatment, right? The George from Georgia treatment, right? So we expect mood, energy, appetite, weight, sleep, sex drive, everything to improve, kind of, sort of, across the board. So just be mindful of that. Have you noticed anything else get better in the last 3 weeks? Anything anywhere else?
Everything, my energy level. In my couple of hours, I do about 200 push-ups in the classroom very quietly in a corner. I am walking all the time. I'm very much energized every single minute that I'm awake.
Yeah, you got to love it. All right,
yes,
so
I do.
All right, buddy. We're on the right track here, George. You just need more time. Honestly, a little bit more time, and the homeopathic is either going to help or not. You'll know in 7 days. So call me back and say.
Secretion. What is the secretion? The cause of this?
It's you have the George from Georgia illness. That's what you have.
Okay.
All right, you do. And I'm not being flip, because, look, your body has experienced a stress. I don't know what the stress was. It might have been multiple things, right? Nutrient deficiencies over time, the stress of life, eating the wrong food all the time, it builds up, right? The stress of your life has impacted your body and destabilized it. And in a destabilized position, your system generated these unique symptoms. It generated the nodule on the thyroid. It generated the mucus secretion. It generated whatever else you were bothered by. The symptoms, whatever they are an active expression of your body experiencing stress and being destabilized by the stress. Our job is to give your body the nutrients it needs so that it can reestablish balance, fix itself, and when that happens, the mucus goes away. Does that make sense? We are helping your body to support and promote its own structure and function, and that's like never fail fudge. Keep up the discipline, buddy. Stick around, folks. More to come. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. welcoming you to the second hour of Fire Your MD Now. Rivera in Florida is up. Hey, Rivera, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Into your body, but it's not. It's a,
Rivera,
when the structure and function of your.
come on in, Rivera. You need to turn your speakers down and
Yes.
there you are. Okay, good. Thanks for the phone call. How can I help?
Thank you very much, Doctor. I was hearing the webinar, but I have a couple of questions.
Okay, great.
I'm taking the supplements for about 3 weeks already. The first week I start to feel better. My bone pain, I have a bone pain, joint pain, and I'm start to feel better. But I'm a little confused with the doses. I don't know. I need to clarify how much I need it because I also have kidney disease, stage 3, and I have fibromas in my uterus.
Okay, great. So how much do you weigh?
120 pounds.
Okay, so what supplements are you taking? Give them to me one at a time.
Okay, I'm taking the Healthy Star Pack, who is the tangerine.
Okay, we're just going to stop right there. So the Tangy Tangerine, the recommendation for you would be one level scoop in 12 ounces of water.
Okay, 2 ounces of water, okay.
Twice a day.
Okay, I'm taking 3 times a day, 2 scoops 3 times a day.
No, I want you to say it's too much. You're only 120 pounds, right?
Yes.
All right, so we could amp that up to the 150-pound dose, which would be 1 scoop 3 times a day.
Actually, Doctor, I'm 130.
Okay, so 1 scoop, level scoop, 3 times a day.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, the next thing in the Healthy Start Pack is the EFAs, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
All right, I'd like you to do 3 capsules twice a day.
Okay. 3
with a meal. Yeah. So,
Okay.
3 with lunch, 3 with dinner. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The next is the liquid calcium, right?
Yes, the liquid calcium, the glucogel.
All right. Well, no, the liquid calcium would be the Beyond Osteo FX.
Oh, yes, but it's in powder. It's powder, it's no liquid.
Okay. So you mix that. How do you mix that when you mix it?
8 ounces of water, 1 level scoop.
And how much water do you put that in?
8 ounces.
All right. I want you to do that at night. I want you to start to drink that about an hour before you go to bed.
1 hour.
Just, start drinking it. Drink a little bit until...
And how much?
8 ounces is fine. That's fine.
With 1 scoop?
1 scoop, yep.
Because I was taking that twice a day.
Don't need to. You can only take that once a day. That's fine.
Just once a day, okay. I'm taking the Ultimate Daily capsules.
Yeah, you need 6 a day of those. 2 with breakfast, 2 with lunch, 2 with dinner.
I'm doing that, correct.
Perfect.
And the selenium.
9 a day between meals, 3, 3, and 3.
Oh, selenium. I was taking 2.
Yeah, do 9, 3, 3, and 3. Okay.
Okay. What about the glucogel?
You have arthritis, right? Are you taking the glucogel capsules?
The liquid. What you recommend it to me?
Because we're trying to support your joints. You have an arthritic problem, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the capsules, you're taking the capsules or the liquid?
The liquid.
Okay. So the liquid would be at 130 pounds, 1 ounce, 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
Yep.
1 ounce. What you recommend me, doctor? The capsules or the liquid? What is better?
Liquid is better for you right now.
Okay, right now.
Yep.
Yes, and that is 3 times a day.
Yep. And also, you would be advised to completely eliminate all 10 foods, right?
I'm doing that.
Okay, great.
Let me ask you, because doctors say, because I have the kidney disease, no meat, no. That is true or not? Because
No, don't listen to them. Don't listen to anything that they have to say about food. Zero. Just please listen to me. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Eliminate the 10 bad foods, especially oil and fried food, right? That stuff will kill your kidneys. Just stay away from that stuff, Rivera. And we're up against the commercial break. I think you're good to go, though. I appreciate you very, very much. Stick around, folks, and check out the live stream. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Phones are ringing off the hook as they do every day lately. Why is that? Because everybody is sick, because everybody has taken the wrong dog to the hunt. If you took a Chihuahua to a duck hunt, I can guarantee you will come back empty-handed. Guaranteed. You need a golden retriever, right? A Labrador retriever. You need an Irish setter. You need a pointer. You need a hunting dog. You don't need a Chihuahua. Honestly, I don't even know what you would use a Chihuahua for, quite frankly, but that's beside the point. Let's go to Tennessee and talk to Tom. Hey, Tom. Thanks for the call. You are live.
Hello, Dr. Glidden. I just have several guys I want to ask you some questions about that have had some injuries. But first of all, I just wanted to mention that I met you in, I believe it was last August or September in Smithville, Tennessee. And since then, I've had quite a remarkable improvement in my own health, and I've also wanted to let you know I've become an insider, a subscriber to your website, and just wanted to let you know too that that's just been an invaluable source of information for educating people and building my business.
Well, Tom, that's it's very kind of you to say that, and I appreciate the props. Give the listening audience, because I honestly can't remember off the top of my head your specifics, but what specifically have you experienced improvement of in the last little while?
Well, my main reason for getting on the longevity products, it really was a long road to even finding them. You know, I've tried everything over the years, but I had a lot of arthritis, real bad arthritis. I've had several neck surgeries, infusion, and lower back surgery, infusion, and the arthritis was just unbearable. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I pretty well felt I needed to head to the house and lay down for 30 minutes, but more often than not, I never left again, just getting the relief. But I'd say 2 to 3 months in after starting, and we went on the bone and joint packs, and we were just very serious about, if we were going to do this, we're going to do it right. So we eliminated all the bad foods, and 2 or 3 months in, the arthritis was pretty well gone.
What do you mean gone? Whoa. Slow down, buddy. So how long had you been an arthritis sufferer?
Pretty much I'd have to say 20, 30 years,
All right, so let's cut the difference. So let's say you were an active arthritis sufferer for 25 years, and it had a major impact on your life. You were under the care of the MDs, of course, for this time period, and they weren't helping. You found us by hook or by crook, and in 3 months, your arthritis was 100% gone?
I wouldn't say it's 100%, but I mean so dramatic that if it had never gotten any better, I would have been happy with it.
Well, you got to love that, man. 3 months. I mean, that's amazing, right?
Yeah. I mean, just dramatic change in that. And then it wasn't really my what I was after, but I had tremendous weight loss too. Over that period of time. Since last August, I've lost around 90 pounds, and much of that was right at the beginning when I wasn't really focusing on weight loss. But then after I had that, I got all encouraged with that, so I did, go on more of a focusing on weight loss, and because as I had dropped so much, it became harder and harder, or at least it slowed down. So I did go into, a more focused program toward the weight loss, and that just helped it too, right off to where I'm really happy now. I'm about 195 now, and haven't been that since I was about 14 years old.
So what you're telling me is you were suffering with arthritis for 25 years, and you're also overweight by at least 100 pounds. The arthritis was unbelievably, remarkably, noticeably better in 3 months, and into the bargain, you weren't even trying to lose weight, but you lost 90 pounds, all with what we're talking about. Change your diet and take a handful of medical, of nutritional supplements into your body. Man, oh man, now you know why we do what we do. I mean, it's remarkable. You know how many people there are like you that are suffering needlessly? Do you have any idea?
I run into them every day. I mean, there's no end to them. There's no end to them. I know that.
I know. It's crazy, man. And it's crazy to me how many people just kind of like they're doing the walk of death, right? Because they don't know there's a different way. What's your success rate, do you figure, with telling people what we're up to here?
If you look at people actually, contacted, given a Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD, to the ones that are actually on the program now, probably 20 to 30%, somewhere in that ballpark. But once I'm able to, once I have enough interest to get them one of your DVDs, to look at, or a link to one of the webinars that aren't on the DVDs, that success rate goes up much more, because it's information tailored to them and their specific problem. And, they get explained stuff to them that they've never heard from their doctor. They didn't even know why they had what they had, or that anything could be done, or what really is the crux of their disease. They don't even know these things, so it's, those are, like I said, invaluable tools.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, and certainly that's what we're experiencing. We get this feedback a lot, that people that are using my DVDs, people that are using the tools that are available to subscribers, all the hundreds of hours of webinars that we've done, have a much greater success in bringing people into the light of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Tom, it's an inspiration. I have to tell you, man, honestly, from my point of view, we're rolling this information out all the time, every day, and it's been a 25-year journey for me. And so it's easy for me to kind of lose my focus and forget, really, because I'm all about the big picture, right? But what's the big picture? The big picture is lots of little pictures. I mean, it's lots of individuals, people just like you, who've had remarkable recoveries. And honestly, man, when you become a doctor, when you take that oath, I don't even know if they make physicians take the oath anymore, but I know I took an oath in 1991, and I take it very seriously. So even if I can just get one person in their life to experience what you've experienced, then, I'm good, brother. And so I really appreciate the testimonials. I appreciate the phone call. I appreciate the feedback. And really, it's because of people like you that I get up in the morning and do what I do, and I really appreciate it very much. So how can I help you, Tom? What's up?
Well, great. I've just got several guys I'm working with. One's in his 20s, one's in his 30s. We start with the one in his 20s first. Injury to his leg, outside of the knee, hit real hard trauma to the outside of the knee. He has had an MRI. They said he's got a torn MCL, not severed or anything, but got a tear in it and a torn meniscus, and just bone contusions. And just trying to get him on something that would aid in the healing. He wants to avoid surgery if at all possible, and the doctor's good with that. He said it might even, he always likes to see them heal if they can. So I think that's where we need to go. But just what we can do to speed, that would support the healing better than anything.
So that's easy. So where we lean there is the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack original formula. One Healthy Bone and Joint Pack original formula per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And part of the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack is the CM cream. You want to have him apply the CM cream topically, liberally to the area of trauma right on his knee. He wants to apply that topically to the area of trauma on the knee every 5 hours, more or less, because that will cut down the inflammation that's happening there. It will cut it down in a way that's not going to metabolically stress him out or cause immune suppression or other nasty side effects down the road. So while he's taking the supplements internally, he can apply that topically. Do you know off the top of your head, Tom, was there black and blue that was associated with this, or a lot of swelling?
Yeah, very bad breathing. Yeah.
Okay, so whenever there's blunt force trauma with concomitant black and blue, which in fancy schmancy doctor talk is referred to as ecchymosis. So whenever we see black and blue and swelling because of blunt force trauma, there's a homeopathic medicine that will work like a charm. But it only works if there's blunt force trauma with black and blue. It's Arnica montana. So he needs homeopathic Arnica montana, A-R-N like Nancy, I-C-A, and then the second word Montana, just like the state. See if he can find it in the 1M strength, and he'll probably have to order that online. Arnica montana in the 1M strength, M like Mary. The recommendation here would be 2 pellets orally twice a day for 7 days. 2 pellets orally twice a day for 7 days, stopping after day 7. Okay? Arnica montana in the 1M strength. On top of original formula, Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, appropriate for body weight. You may give him 1 extra bottle of the liquid calcium if you want, because that wouldn't hurt. 1 extra bottle of the liquid calcium. And you can bring the glucogel dose up to 1 capsule of the glucogel per 10 pounds of body weight per day. So, figure out how much he weighs, and you may need to give him an extra bottle on top of the stuff that's found in the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, because it wouldn't hurt for 4 weeks to give him extra glucogel. You can either give that in the capsules or the glucogel liquid. And generally speaking, the recommendation for the liquid is 1 bottle per 50 pounds of body weight per month. But because he's already going to be taking the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, you really probably just need to give him 1 or 2 bottles of the liquid glucogel plus as extras. That should take care of it. Now, one other thing that we're finding through our trial and error thing here, and one of the reasons I like to chat so much as part of my subscription service, we're getting feedback from people, and I'm one of them, that if you're dealing with a bone, ligament, or tendon issue, that it would be prudent for you to eliminate coffee. That coffee tends to interrupt the process of healing. Coffee will interrupt the process of healing, so have tea instead, but eliminate coffee while he's in the process of recovering from this stuff, which may be a hard row for him to hoe.
Right. So now I had heard you say that before, but it was, I think, at the other time it was associated with cartilage. Is that pretty much the limit of coffee?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. So whenever you're dealing with a joint issue, any type of a joint issue, whether it's ligament, tendon, cartilage, soft tissue, bone on bone, whatever, just as an experiment, it would be prudent while you're involved in the healing process to eliminate coffee completely.
Okay. Okay, great. The other gentleman, it's funny running into 2 people with injuries here at the same time, but the other one had blunt force trauma to the head.
How long ago?
Get about the eye, even have a blackened eye, and he didn't go to the doctor or anything. But now he's about 2 weeks later experiencing what he almost calls like vertigo. Occasionally, kind of a spinning, or if he lays down, he said on his right side, he get things will start spinning.
All right, stick with me. We're up against the hard break, Tom. I'll dial this in when we come back. So glad that you called. This is how we do it, ladies and gentlemen, one person at a time, optimizing the structure and function of the body. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Tom from Tennessee on the line. We were helping him with one more of his people. So there was head injury. black and blue to the eye, and ever since the head injury, which was a couple of months ago. Was it a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago? So there's vertigo and dizziness and stuff. So with trauma to the head and lingering symptoms after the fact, the first homeopathic medicine to consider is called natrum sulfuricum. Let me spell that for you. It's N like Nancy, A, T like Thomas, R like Roger, U, M like Mary, natrum. Second word, sulfuricum, SULPHURICUM, natrum sulfuricum. I would get it in the 1M strength and take 2 pellets twice a day for 7 days. 2 pellets twice a day for 7 days. And of course, right, it's trauma to the head. The head is made of bones. So we want to give bone and joint support. Probably don't need the CM cream here, although it may be an interesting little experiment. But here's what I would do. I would do one healthy body start pack 2.0 liquid. One healthy start pack 2.0 liquid. One healthy start pack 2.0 liquid. And 2 bottles of liquid glucogel plus per 100 pounds of body weight per month, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. And I would give 1 extra bottle of Cal Toddy, 1 bottle of Cal Toddy on top of that every month. So that's one healthy pack 2.0 in the liquid form, which is a brand new combination that Youngevity is rolling out. It's the Beyond OsteoFX liquid, the EFA Plus, and the Beyond Tangy 2.0. It's called the Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid. One of those 2 liquid glucogel plus per 100 pounds of body weight per month, plus 1 bottle of Cal Toddy, and eliminate the 10 bad foods. Try the natrum sulfuricum. Check it out. That's what I would do, Tom.
All righty. Well, thank you so much. One more question. When are you coming back to Tennessee?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tom. Stay tuned. Are you going to be in Vegas in September?
I am.
All right. I'll have some news for you then. In the meantime, though, we press on. And I have to tell you, though, honestly, live events are great. And driving people to a live event is a really good thing to do, but I think and I did that for 3 years with Youngevity, went all around the country, as you well know. I think what's better is driving people to my webinars. I think it's better. I think it's a better, more effective tool. I really do. And once a year, it's not a bad idea to have a live event. So stay tuned, brother. I've got more stuff coming at you. Don't worry. I've got your back.
Great.
Appreciate you very much.
Great.
Keep up the good work. It's how we do it, folks, all around the world. Christine from Illinois is up, and I think we have time to dial this in really quick. Hey, Christine from Illinois, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hello, Dr. Glidden. Thank you for taking my call. I want to tell you that I love the radio show. I am an insider, love it, and I love the live stream and the chat room. It's all fabulous.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? It's good to have fun.
Is.
I mean, right? Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. So my quick questions, hopefully I can get to them before you're off the air. My husband was allegedly diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic, and I say allegedly because he was diagnosed late in life, his mid-30s. So I have him on the blood sugar pack, but I'm trying to see what happens in 6 months by having him take a plant-derived minerals, but I wasn't sure on the dosage. He's about 175 pounds, and I have him taking 4 tablespoons. Do you think that is okay?
Yeah, it's perfect. What I would lean heavily on here or make sure he's getting enough of is EFAs.
Okay, and I have him taking 6, but I really think he probably needs more. What do you think?
Yeah, I would give him 12. If you're going to do a little experiment here aggressively, right, to try to stabilize the blood sugars or make a difference with blood sugars, then I'd give him 12 EFAs a day. I'd give him 2 ounces of the plant-derived minerals, which is what you're doing. 2 tablespoons is 1 ounce. Twice a day, right? So you've got that dialed in. The Sweeties, I would give him three bottles a month. I'd give him 3 bottles a month. That would be 12 a day. 4, 4, and 4. Okay. 4, 4, and 4. Okay. And then, of course, Beyond Tangy and Cal Toddy appropriate for body weight. But I would go overboard with Sweeties. I'd go overboard with the EFA Plus. And the extra plant minerals is never, ever a bad idea. Keep up the good work, Christine. You are the last best hope your family has to live a long, healthy life. Out of time, folks. Where does it go? Live long and prosper. Dr. Glidden, over and out.